Alright Kings, welcome to another video. It's your boy Shiraz here, guys. I hope you're winning in life and doing well. Take care of yourselves. We're diving right into this, guys. Watch this till the end for me. Always have a direction as a man. Very, very tantamount important video, guys. I was thinking about today's content and I was thinking about what generally has helped me. This is tantamount, very, very important. And you have to listen to this, guys. I'm appealing to you. It's very, very something that could potentially change your life. And this is a thing that a lot of men don't possess in the world today, or they don't think about, is they lack direction. And that's the key, guys. It's the key. Okay. When you have no direction in life, guys, you're floating from here to there, from here to there. A lot of people, men in general, and guys, we can maybe even say females, human beings in general, guys, especially in today's world, are directionless. With the noise going on in the planet, the noise in the world, the distractions the matrix gives you, i.e., you can just see it. If you're a awake person like me, you're aware like me, you know what they're doing. Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein did this. Why aren't they releasing the black book? Why aren't they releasing the blue book? Whatever bloody book it's called. Oh, I said bloody, sorry, apologise, guys. Whatever book Epstein wrote, why aren't the FBI releasing it? Because they're protecting people. Distraction. President Trump did this. He said this entirely distraction. Wimbledon, distraction. Do you get where I'm coming from? Okay, so there. Then there's what are you doing on a daily basis, right? Okay, yeah, I go to my work. Yeah, I'm fine. If I go to the gym, I come back. Yeah, that's a routine for a lot of men. That's a routine for generally people in life. I get up in the morning, I have my breakfast, have my shit. Yeah, you're in that routine. Yeah, these are all good routines, guys. Write my gratitude diary. All stuff I do, guys. Write my gratitude diary. Yeah, take a shit and all that stuff. Right, but I write a gratitude diary, and I write things I'm grateful for. These are good practices, but the tantamount thing is that I have a direction. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm aiming for. And there's years of my life, fellas, that I was directionless. It was, your foot's in this and your foot's in that. Earlier on in times of my life, my foot was in the arts industry, and that was where the direction was going. But sometimes even when I was really goal orientated in the arts industry, the foot was coming out the arts industry, and that's probably what didn't accelerate the success in that career as much as it should have done, because the foot was out there and the foot went into something else. And let me make a massive key point in terms of direction in my situation back then, guys. The biggest mistake I made, and I hate you, and I'm telling this, I'm warning you right now, guys, is that the biggest mistake I made was females, guys. And I'm not saying this to hate on females. I don't say these things to hate on females, guys. It's tantamount lessons that I've learned from my experience. Women are a massive distraction, and my foot was out of the creative industry and meeting up with these chicks. Obviously, at that age, guys, you want to experiment with that thing. Hey, we've all been there. We're young, I'm sure there's a lot of you young guys out there, or young demographics that watch this, because I've got some young demographics, young demographics that watch this. You're going to want to do that thing, and hey, guys, go spin your plates. I think as a young man, you should do that. You should experience it, but only to an extent, only to get the experience of it. You do not know what's good or bad for you, and you do not know what's harmful. I can't get my words out tonight, guys. You do not know what's harmful to you, or what's good or bad, or to a detriment to you, unless you experience it, guys. Okay, so you should go out and experience these things. I did it, guys. Guys, I've done that. I'm not innocent. I don't have a halo. I did it. I dabbled and I tried a bit. I dabbled in alcohol. I dabbled in all this. So go out and do it. We digress a little bit here, but yeah. So the foot was out there, and it was direct, and it was going into another direction. At one point, it's directionless. You're like, right, am I in a relationship, or am I doing this creative arts? Do I really want to be in the arts yet? And I think this is my point about making up women, guys. They will women divert you from your direction tantamount. This is a point I've got to emphasize. You've got to be very aware of that. Women will drag you away from your direction. That's one element to how the Matrix work, guys. They use sex and they use women to make you directionless, to take you off your direction, to take you off your goal, guys. So you've got to be tantamount aware of that. And this is what happened to me for a very long time, guys. This happened to me over 11 to 13 to 14 years, guys. Now think of the, now I don't ever look back on anything, guys, I've experienced, but think of in that 14 years, if I didn't go in that direction, where it would be today in terms of furthering myself, in terms of a position or a point in the creative arts industry. A lot of you guys have talked, I said this before in one of my videos, I don't know if you know my story, but at one point I was called in by George Lucas, way back for the Star Wars prequels. I knew about them before anybody on the planet heard about them, guys, because I was called to Lucas about these. This is, you're talking about a good old 15, 20 years back, guys. 20, 30 years back, maybe. I don't know the maths on it. So they also make you directionless in terms of the diversions in life, guys, in terms of the pubs, in terms of the football matches, the diversions of social gatherings, social activities, pubs, hanging around with crowds of friends with no ambitions, with no goals themselves. This is how you become directionless. You have to have a direction. It's a cogwheel, guys. You see, it's a matrix cogwheel, and it's like a hamster wheel. So you're just going directionless into just a cogwheel. You don't really have any functional goal direction in life, and that's why a goal is important. Now, it doesn't matter what your position is right now, what you've got just now, what you don't have just now. Okay, the biggest difference and the main tantamount thing that gives you an edge is that you know the direction you're going in, guys. You know you'll have a goal. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to achieve the goal. It doesn't matter whether the goal's further away from you, it's far away from you, but you have a direction. You get up every day, even if right now, guys, your life is not where it should be, even if right now you're going through struggles, even right now, you could be short of finances, you could maybe not in the best health, maybe you're struggling with health, but as long as you have the long-term direction, the goal, and a direction in life, what you want to see, where you're going, you have that target, it's going to give you the edge. Even if you don't see things around you externalize themselves quickly, you're still in the direction of your goals. And another thing that does, guys, is it drives it. That gives you the zest and the energy and the fire for life. It keeps the fire going. When you're directionless, the fire inside you is extinguished. I met a gentleman that I've not seen in ages. He was my father's. They were neighbours and my father's friends, and they were very long time. Like, you got to talk about 45, 50 years ago, and we were all close neighbours, and we were talking about this, and we were talking about life, and I was explaining to him, well, I think a lot of people's ideology, or a lot of men's ideology nowadays is, when they get a certain age, the ideology is that, I'm getting older and this and that, and the fire goes. But the reason the fire goes is once they get to a certain point, maybe a lot of these men have had kids, maybe they're in the 50s, maybe they're in the 60s, they don't have any other direction. Kids were a direction for them, families were a direction for them. Once they get those kids and the families, they've provided for their kids, they've provided family, the kids are grown up. Where's the direction? There is no direction, so they lose that fire and they just float. Do you get where I'm coming from? They float. I personally, in my opinion, in life in general, men should always have a fire. They should always have a direction. Hey guys, once I go in a direction, I hit that direction, I'll aim for another direction, like the example I gave in one of my other videos of Arnold Schwarzenegger. The guy was the textbook of how it's done. Regardless of his political views and the stuff he came out with, like screw your freedoms and stuff. Alright, I didn't agree with that. I know he shot himself in the foot. He shot himself in the foot and that, or lost a bit of respect. The guy was the textbook of direction, the textbook of goals and how to achieve your goals. He went from one thing to another, and he achieved his goal in every one of them. And that's the thing, guys. I always have a direction. I always know where I'm going, but I'm not. If I'm not achieved what I wanted today, sometimes, guys, penultimate is not getting the goal. It's the process. It's a process, and the journey is the fun thing. Yeah, you may struggle throughout your journey. You may come towards obstacles. Things might not go smoothly, but it's excitement. It's a journey, guys. It's a journey. When you know, this is how most people live their lives. Most men live their lives. When you know what you're doing on a daily basis, and there's no direction, there's no penultimate goal or direction after, in the life that you're living. It's just, the same thing, the repetitive thing. There's not really a penultimate massive goal or direction. You're just complacent. You're just floating. That's all it is. You're just floating. There's no fire or drive, but direction gives you that fire or drive, and it's a process. Although you're going through all these problems, it's exciting because the process is there. You're going somewhere. So it's kind of like the journey, isn't it? It's a journey. Who was it? It was Kevin Trudeau. Kevin Trudeau came out with a cracking analogy, not analogy, but cracking example of this. He said, when a child goes to build a sandcastle, he doesn't say, "Give me the sandcastle." When he's building a castle in the sand, he says, "I want to build a sandcastle." That was fantastic, guys. That had a light bulb for me. I want to build the sandcastle. Don't say, "I want a sandcastle." I want to build the sandcastle, and then they smash it down. The Kim said, "This is not coming from me." Smash it down, and then they want to build another one. So it's not about getting it; it's about the process and creating it. Okay, and who you become in the process of doing that will develop you as a man as well. So have a direction. You need to have a direction, guys. I'm not talking to you as some kind of expert guru, guys. I'm talking to you from things I've learned from the mistakes I've made, and being directional at a point in my life. Directional, not directional. I told you, guys, I can't give words. Directionless is that word. Directionless. I've been there at times in my life. So I kind of so specific times, guys. I can tell you, where there's times where I should have been focusing really strongly on one avenue of my life, but yet I was directionless. So I was partying with the wrong type of people, late nights and stuff, when I should have been concentrating on acting stuff or plays or auditioning. I was out till 3 or 4 in the morning, guys. Sometimes doing things I shouldn't be doing. That's what I'm talking about. Directionless. When or sometimes there's at times with old relationships that was in an area, and I was entangled in a relationship, and living a life that was directionless. It wasn't the direction I intended to go in. So then you're dipping in that direction, like the aforementioned things. So you just start to float, and it's the worst kind of thing to do, guys. Always have a direction in life. Certainly, I always think about the direction I'm going in. What am I doing today to hit that direction? Sometimes, guys, I still get diverted. Sometimes I still find myself wasting time, directionless and things. And this is another, guys, key thing I'm going to tell you. Be careful of what you entertain in your life, because a human being is a man. Be careful what you entertain. Be careful who you tolerate. Be helpful to everybody. Show empathy. Help people, but be careful what you tolerate. Okay, when you're in a direction and a goal, the time, your time is tantamount valuable. You have to kind of be selfish to extent to following your direction. People will come on your journey and try and distract you, and you have to be cold about that, fellas. I've talked about this before. You have to be a no toleration policy with your direction in life. If anybody gets in the way of that, you have to have a cold mindset with that. You cut them off. You be polite. You move on. You don't allow these people to interfere with your plan. if you are too soft, and men are generally too soft these days, guys, if you do that, they will rip you from your direction, rip you from your goals. A person nowadays, guys, I was too nice. Not that I was soft. I was just, I have the side of my character that's from my mum, and my mum is very, very caring and kind. My mum is a very empathetic woman. She's had to help a lot of people all her life. She's the most kind-hearted person you could ever meet. She gives freely. She gives away things so freely, and that is part of my character. But you need control over that, because in today's modern world, people will feed off that, and they will destroy that, and they will people, human beings just in nature, guys, are very selfish, so they'll take rope. So you have to have a like kind of control on that, and never sacrifice your direction for other people. You've got to kick it in the bud. I just cut people off now, guys. I changed my phone number. I cut people off if it affects my direction, if it affects my purpose, even if it's close siblings, even if it's blood ties. I will cut them off. I'll say, no, that's enough is enough. This is my purpose. Don't interfere with this. Don't interfere with my YouTube journey. And that's another thing, guys. We digress here, but just if you ever decide to do anything like YouTube, you're going to get people trying to throw you off this path. They're going to throw you off this path. They're going to try and put you off your journey or your path in YouTube, and you can't let them do that if you ever decide to do a YouTube channel. So you don't allow that. I've had so many people try and sabotage me from doing these videos and getting these videos out, but I continue to bash on. And if you want to support me, guys, you just keep hitting that subscribe, that like, posting comments down below, and sharing these videos, guys, and expand this channel. So, guys, I hope this one helped you about your direction in life. If you're ever stuck on what your direction in life is, where you're going, you've got to ask yourself, the best way I do it is, what am I doing right now? What is my real desire in life? What do I really want? What have I got it? What position am I in now? And what am I doing about it to get there? And just penultimately have the direction, right? I'm going in this direction. This is the goal, and that's the direction I'm going in. No matter what, happens outside externally, no matter what happens, your car breaks down. You have problems with family members. You have problems with the external world. Your tap bursts, guys. My coffee spilled all over my floor the other day. I burnt my hand the other day, guys, because on the coffee pot it was too hot. All these things, disregard them. It's all about the direction you're going into. Regardless of all these things, you stay in that direction. Hey, if your goal is financial riches, guys, okay, and why shouldn't it be? That's where your direction is. So what do you need to do to stay in the direction to become financially free and financially rich? That's where your focus stays on at all times. Yeah, you have to get your other things done. You'll have hiccups come, you'll have bills come out, but that's the direction. What can you do about that? And that's a video for another time, guys. A lot of that's learning. A lot of that's learning universal laws, learning actually what is money, learning about having to invest in yourself, guys. You might even have to take courses and stuff. You might have to take courses and invest in yourself to get financial education. So I'm getting a lot of financial education, guys. I'm a lot more financially intelligent than I was 3, 4, 5 years ago, because I didn't have a clue half the things I was doing, guys. Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't pay half my bills on time. I would just leave them for months and months and months. That's how bad I was, and I just wouldn't pay parking tickets and stuff like that, guys, because I just didn't have the financial intelligence and really understand about these things until I invested time in learning about it. What really is money? What is money really? Why are millionaires the way they are, and why are mediocre people living in mediocrity and millionaires are living the way they're living? Because they understand something we don't, guys. About money. Money's just energy. That's what it is, and these things are not taught to us, so we have to get education over them. Guys, I've waffled on in 19 minutes, but I just want to get these wee points out. So, guys, always have a direction in life. Don't be a directionless man. Create direction. Make sure you're always in the direction you're going into. Don't allow anybody to divert it. Don't let women divert it. Don't let men divert it. Don't let family divert it. Stay in the direction you're going. You know, I certainly have my direction, guys. I don't reveal it on YouTube. I don't like the karma of that. I know my direction. As long as I stick in that direction, if it's not eminently transparent, it doesn't matter. The seeds are planted, and as long as those seeds are planted and you're moving toward you allow those seeds to sprout. Okay, time's gonna go by anyway. You may as well, guys, head in the direction, keep in the direction, and allow the time to go by. You know, if you look at life in that way, 2 or 3 years are gonna go by anyway. You know, people are just wanting everything now, and that don't come. It's like building a body, guys. Your body takes time to build. You know, it takes years and years and years, and still there's a lot more work to do. But yeah, we it takes time to seed the for the seeds to sprout, shall we say? All right, guys. With that said, I'm going to leave it here. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Support the channel, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, guys. Let's grow this into the best masculinity red pill men's channel in the planet, guys. I know we can do 1 million subscribers. We're going to do 1 million subscribers, right? Whether it takes me 10 years. Okay, guys, you heard it here. Anyway, guys, okay, I'm going to leave here. I need to get a meal in, guys. All right, it's very late from where I am. Take care of yourselves, guys. Your eyes out. Okay, we'll see you in the next one.